Welcome to your Diwali conversations for the 15th. There's a jinx. Okay. Cards are coming quick. Something about a jinx, okay. Okay, so the black goo. Harlot. Oh my gosh, this is something else. Alright. Different cards coming up. I like these cards, okay. The message shifts, but it's also kind of the same. Healthcare. There is a substance, okay, there is a substance that is being used to sort of happy ever after, just to create this happy ever after scenario, kind of solo, due to some sort of harlot based activity that was unpleasant. There's some sort of unpleasant stuff. Great awakening. Temporal paradox. It's a cosmos. This temporal paradox, okay. We're dealing with the paradox. That is causing us to basically cross over. Comic. There is a comic book that goes through this, or there is a comic that is talking about this. Someone is being a comic about. A comic is coming up about a happy ever after with a temporal paradox and a harlot. So how would that story go? Vindicated. I'm going to have to look up a little bit about these terms. Hecate. Okay. From buff. Religion. Time to move on to the next pile. Warlock. Okay, I'm gonna go get my phone so I can look up a little bit about the terms that we have on the table already. And there is, we have temporal paradox. Like how does a harlot and happy ever after vindicted comic feature in a science fiction element of temporal paradox? Time travel paradox is a paradox, an apparent contradiction or logical contradiction associated with the idea of time travel or other knowledge of the future. Okay, so like basically a harlot. So okay, so it's like Harlequin and Joker. Somebody used a harlot's timeline to experiment with time travel and met a different version of the Joker. And in that timeline, like the Joker was vindicated, not a villain, like, you know. So this is like Joaquin Phoenix and Harlequin. She's like a henchwoman. It's like that song, I Need a Gangster. Hecate. So there is like three. Okay. So they tell you, one of the Hecate tells you the future. Oof. Hecate feature here as well. Black goo. Okay, so it's like blessings from Hecate. Uh, like the Hecate basically. I mean, somebody has the answer of like what is the nature of the jinx. It's like what is a jinx, like, you know, it's there's so many definitions here. Like what is this jinx? I really need to know. I really need to go. No, I promise we're going to move along with this. A person or a thing that brings bad luck. Okay. Black goo. The biggest threat to humanity, black goo. For him, black goo is impenetrable until you attempt to penetrate it. It's a hidden source of aggression in the world. The thing that makes what is black goo made of. Analysis of black goo samples in laboratories at the British Museum, we discovered that the goo is made of a combination of plant oil, animal fat, tree resin, beeswax, and bitumen. Egyptian coffins and mystery of black goo. Who created the black goo? While Prometheus suggests that the xenomorphs evolved due to the engineers and David's melding, the Reddit theory interposes that engineers found xenomorphs are already in their full form. How do you make black goo? What is the name of black liquid? Coal tar. Black goo is a conspiracy theory revolving around supposed demonic entity that is blamed for many paranormal events, or almost always a malevolent spirit. I know where it's heading. Something about okay, somebody is trying to figure out time travel, especially like going to the future without affecting anything. So they're taking up another identity, another timeline, another story. Like, you know, something about this is old. This is old, or maybe mortal coil, because somebody like Imhotep is like immortal, so they might convertible, so they want to actually gain access to immortality. Magic man, he is definitely the high priest. So Hecate did shower some blessings upon him at some point. Dread, it's black goo is something that you dread basically, and it surrounds sarcophagi, ancient Egyptians, their body tombs. Turn around. So there's going to be a turn around here. It's going to be a turn around event. It's basically time to turn around to whoever's finding themselves in like extreme future. So basically lost souls. Oh my god, the lost soul, the dread. Turbulence, let me put this all out, like whatever cards I'm getting, because this is too much. Locust, epicenter, there's a magic man at the epicenter. There is an ancient entity antagonizing. So this is like rise of the high priest, the hierophant, timeline down, cut from the same cloth. I don't know why this is showing up. This is insane. It's again like, I mean, I thought we made peace with this. Like the creature, we made meetings. Somebody's meeting their divine counterpart. Death by biblical plague. Favor is some ancient timeline that owes you a favor, and so you can retreat or go to a retreat. Whenever you go to a retreat, you're going to be cashing in on a favor. Maybe you get an upgrade, living back. Okay. Somebody gets a lot. There's a feathers, messages from angels, the angelic guidance also coming in. Ferryman, it's time that the story be the undead. The military is using that sort of information to the military industrial complex. I think it is time to put an end to this. Living battery. They've discovered the human soul inside a human body, or a living body is literally like a living battery. The human soul can be used as fuel. What is the future of that? So you kind of have to experiment with everything, like mythology, ancient civilizations, witchcraft, goddess, high priestess, magic man. There is definitely something about this playing out in real time right now in front of us. This storyline, the way our world does not have magic. There's an apology. Somebody wants to say sorry. It's long overdue. But again, every time they try to come in and say sorry, it's like they're reckless with it. They're reckless with it. The way it's like they're never going to they're never going to be ready. They're too immature. Their soul energy, like, they kind of sacrifice a lot of their soul energy. Yeah. They need to speak the truth to themselves first. It's dawning upon them. They're blocked. Okay, so you're going to end up blocking a person, or an apology coming from a particular person who's been extremely reckless. They're kind of shameless. With all of this that is going on in the background, and it's like they take liberties with your time, your ideas, your thoughts. They've been stealing your thoughts, and it's just okay. So not only steal your thoughts, not only steal your thoughts, but kind of try to, I don't even know what they do with it. It's just like create a little, they try to convert it into something turbulent. It's that antagonizing energy. It's like pesty energy, like pest-like energy with locust. It's like, and at the same time you are trying to resolve something, some ancient past lifetime scenario, and where the villains are getting vindicated, like, that scenario, and that helps you sort of look into the shadow aspect of it, and how much your soul has gone through. Some meeting, there's a retreat, so it's like you're going to basically become privy to, you're going to know how the military kind of utilizes this, and there's someone who just out of spite, just because they want to steal, they've been reckless with your stuff, your information. This could be your personal information, this could be your work information, your ideas, your creative ideas. This could be future, because it's temporal paradox, like, they looked into the future as well. This is this is someone who was asked for, like, who was given like one favor by the Hecate, and also, like, the worldly systems, right, about your soul. And this could be a bunch of people who work together. Hecate, it's like a collective, this thing, like entity, right? So they kind of they wasted their questions on figuring out how to live your future. They thought that if they walked into a timeline of the future for you, it's going to, it just created like a pocket realm where the shadow side what got converted, in the mortal coil. So these immortals got vindicated. They were punished to be immortal. Okay, it's a curse. Immortality is a curse for villains, of course, right? They cannot die, and then as a result, like, somebody tried to steal, somebody tried to be antagonizing without having that sort of purpose, and they set across events which changed so much. Like, these villains were vindicated, so there was a pocket realm that was created where the villains did do good. Then at the same time, then somebody, like, they're seeing their souls dying by biblical plague. Look at that, the high priest Imhotep. Then the magician, magic man. It's like somebody is standing there and supporting, being a groupie of this an antagonizing magic man who has also borrowed and stolen some military secrets. Uh, just like, uh, uh, I don't know, people are in the business. It's like the Ace of Swords again. Okay, so Ace of Swords again. So there's definitely somebody. So look at this, like backstabbing, and they're being blocked. They're being blocked from seeing anything further in the future. They were blocked from seeing the real future, your real future. It's just that the because they try to look into your future, they try to impersonate you. They try to steal this thing, knowledge, based on lies that they cook up anyway. Okay, so they try to present your future self also in a distorted way. They they were supposed to attempt at an apology. Okay, it was supposed to show you love, but it's like they just created a stalemate. They created a stalemate with the Two of Swords here also, where they were completely blocked from seeing the future. And not only that, like, they created the temporal paradox. Was basically, they created something. They created another world. Another world was created due to a temporal paradox, where like this King of Pentacles person is coming in to shift all of the burdens away from you. Okay, well, and that's happening quickly. Like you're literally being vindicated. Like all those villains in that other world who are being vindicated. Okay. It's like a win-win situation from where I see it. Let's go on to the quotes card, and then we can do Ashra. This is a weird reading. This is a weird reading, but hey, that's what I got. Somebody was hoping to submit information into your future about you, false information that would make you a part of some military experiment, living battery. That's also kind of a conspiracy theory which might get proven right. Don't be afraid of the space between your dreams and reality. If you can dream it, you can make it so. Belva Davis. That's confirmation. The light went out. Yeah, you're on the right frequency. Okay, the frequency that will close the gap between your dreams and your reality. So make space, make space for that pocket dimension, like that in between dimension where things can kind of start working themselves out. You have me until the last star in the galaxy dies. You have me. Amy Kaufman, Illuminate. That's the thing, like with Imhotep and Anaxuna Moon, I think they were karmics, okay? They were karmics. Something about a karmic soulmate having deceived, but it's like there's forgiveness after that. There's forgiveness after that, and that connection was still loving, right? She still loved, but she couldn't. They didn't love each other, but there was no love there at all. At all. There's no love there, but they worked well together, and the minute he started getting dragged back down into hell, it's like she gave up and ran away, and then she fell into the black goo, right? uh she just didn't, she wasn't moved enough, like how Evie was moved enough to go and rescue Rick, because there's love there, that is a divine counterpart or twin flame or soulmate connection. And when she looks at Imhotep, she was definitely expecting Anaxunamun to have gone and saved him, but when she looks around at Imhotep and then him drowning, being dragged back into hell, there is a certain sort of anger and disappointment in that. So I think, like, there Evie and Imhotep are also soulmates, like, karmic soulmates. But she isn't. They're not abusive, okay? They're not abusive towards each other, like they're not abusive towards each other. They do kind of cherish each other. Connection. I didn't say love, but cherish. Is they can objectify it. So the King of Pentacles energy that's coming up towards on the surface nowadays is basically of a karmic soulmate, that a connection that is now actually going to function in a good space where you're learning from it, and it's going to be lifelong. It's stabilized. Twin flames are always on the same page. This is due to the fact that you actually have the same internal frequency of energy vibrations, and it's like sun, warm beach. Okay, so there is that warmth is basically what is missing from a karmic connection. It's they make you angry, and when they kind of leave, like, when they kind of lose, like when you kind of lose that connection, it makes you angry, or they get angry. The things you are to me: lover, friend, confidant. Yeah, that's what it feels like, that thrill. It's actually fate that brings together two souls. Like, yes, you're supposed to do some sort of work, supposed to be able to work with the karmic tension as well. Okay, you look at what Imhotep, Evie, and Rick, and Ardent Bay, all of them are absolutely not supposed to be working with each other. I do actually think that Evie and Rick are also karmic soulmates. Everybody over there, like in Anaxunamun as well, they're all karmic soulmates. And look at how they function, and they bring about, like, they handle the entire scenario of the apocalypse, okay? So that's how it is. Soulmates are soulmates. It doesn't always have to be about love. Honestly, with it is just truly about love when it comes to. I don't know how to say this without, like, but it's okay. I don't think it's like truly and purely about love unless and until it is a unless and until you have reached the twin flame journey, and you know very very well that you no longer feel angry about the karmic soulmates. That's when you have come to close contact, come into close contact with and have dealt with a divine counterpart. You no longer feel that anger. Like, it slowly subsides. And then you actually see the karmic connections that are going to help you out in times like, where temporal paradoxes are happening and villains are getting vindicated, and then you are like, it's that sort of a thing. Do you know if it makes sense? Saturn return. I think Saturn return is something discipline, something to do with Saturn, and Jupiter is discipline. This is about structure. Aquarius, collaborate. Okay, so there is definitely a technological collaboration. Ascendant entrance. We have ascendant entrance here again today. Can you see this? Okay, I don't know. Your resources. You're tempted. It's like forbidden fruit kind of resources, but heck, like, you will take what you have. The Book of the Dead and the Book of the Living, both resources there helped you manifest in the material world plane this creature who you have an ancient soul connection with, and you had to meet here in this future timeline. And then there is also a future to your soul with this karmic connection, okay? And after them being vindicated, okay, converted into out of the villain role and into a normal role. That's confirmation. The train horn, I've not heard it, okay, so that's confirmation. So fifth house, passion. So the future possibly of this lifetime, it's entering, okay, there's entrance of this resources is available to you through this karmic connection, where you can finally start living. Oh God, this is the same card here again. I'm gonna, hurt. I want to see what this hurt is, because why are the same cards coming up again and again, like with this? And it's got a slightly different message. So these messages are progressive. Vesta, hurt, and AT. But when a card shows up so many times, it's like I need to go to the basic meaning of it. We're reading a book. As soon as I mentioned the Book of the Dead and the Book of the Living, I almost said lead, living and dead. So they're possibly made out of lead. Very heavy. No, yeah, very heavy. When they say lead pencils, that's literally not lead, because lead is really heavy. You won't be able to write with it if it was made out of lead. Okay, Vesta calls you to be a hurt fire, to share yourself for the benefit of all, but still have enough energy left to live healthfully and give again another day. The second largest and brightest asteroid between Jupiter and Mars was named after Vesta, oldest goddess of Earth, home and family, and the center of a strong community. The fire in her temple was never allowed to go out, and the fire in the hearth of every home was sacred to her. So the Empress Nefertiti, she never got to move from her princess role to, like, we did not see Nefertiti in that story, Evie, and then she finally gets to do like the mother thing, right? So that's the whole story, the evolution of the storyline that you're planted in, that we're talking about. Like, it's become so advanced. Like, both my ears, like, there's so much pressure right now. Oldest goddess of earth, home and family, the center of a strong community. The fire in her temple was never allowed to go out, and the fire in the hearth of every house was sacred to her. She did not get involved in politics or the misadventures of the other gods. Action. Evaluate yourself and your life. Each human's task is to help reduce the total suffering on earth and increase the total joy. Your joy and suffering matter as much, neither more nor less than anyone else. Do not burn yourself up for others' cause, nor withhold your warmth, but share what you have to offer. This is not a situation where you need to take sides. Come back to the center, or to the flame, to your hearth and your core values. Focus on the center flame instead of the personalities involved. Remember what matters. Find the deep calm within. Light a candle with a prayer and use it to bring your focus to the center and let the rest fall away. Then decide, advise, and operate from there. It may be time to take a retreat, a chance to clear yourself. Look at that retreat. There was a retreat here. Look at these, like, this is like a retreat, like whatever. You take what you got and run away. Everybody's retreating. This is like Benny, like, tried to steal everything, and then what happened? Got written off really fast. Retreat. It's trying to retreat. You're going to find somebody who wants to give you favors over there, like, a chance to clear yourself, clear your energy fields, cleanse your environment, reclaim your temple. If a relationship is truly of value and important to your soul, the person or team you're involved with will honor your process. Okay, challenge. Vesta warns you to share yourself rather than sacrifice yourself. Your hard work at holding the situation together may be ignored or taken for granted unless you know your worth. Find the temple within, the place of quiet safety where you can tend the fire and carry this sacred temple with you always. Okay, listen, let them come towards you is basically, if that was what we're looking for here. Let this person, this King of Pentacles, come towards you, and they're getting ready. They're just literally processing all of this really fast. The communication is coming through from them. They're processing all of this really fast. Okay, they're processing it. They're having to process this, all of this. They may be listening to this, or they may be thinking about things on this line as well, like, ancient soulmates and stuff like that, and it might be new for them. Okay, So I will see you in the next Diwali night conversations. I hope you enjoyed the zodiac readings. If you haven't had a chance to go through them, go through them. It's for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Vedic. Generally, I do that, but since it's Diwali, so if you are so all the zodiac signs will be relevant. So whatever resonates with you, whatever you're drawn to, whatever comes to you first, that message is for you. Okay, that message is for you. All right, so take care, and I will see you in the next one.